Hi guys, it's time to do our close readers today, and I forgot to mention this on Tuesday. You will see that this story, this is 6 pages long. It has 2 more than our usual ones, so we're going to save that for next week. So we did pages 100 and 101 on Tuesday. We're going to do 102, 103 today, and then we'll save the rest for next week. I'm not totally sure which day yet, but we'll figure it out. Okay, so open up to page 102. Remember, we're learning about the symbols of our country. All right, let's go ahead. Up at the top of page 102, it says number 3, read. Circle the heading for this part of the text. So we've talked about headings before, but it's been a little bit. Remember, the heading, just like a head, the head is up at the top, and it tells us what that section of writing is about. So before we even get started reading, you can tell the heading because it's a little bit bigger and it's a little bit more important. So it's bigger, it's bolder, sometimes it's in a different color. What do you guys see on that page? Washington Monument. Do you see how that's in like navy blue letters and it's big and it's bold? That's because everything beneath it, we're going to be reading about the Washington Monument today. So go ahead and circle Washington Monument. And now let's read. George Washington was our first president. This tall building is named for him. This painting of George Washington is in the White House. Okay, so now let's go down to number 4, reread. Reread page 102. Who is the tall building in the picture named for? Write his name below. So make sure you're listening for that. Who is that tall building named for? Listen for that while I read, and then you'll write it in that space. Washington Monument. George Washington was our first president. This tall building is named for him. This painting of George Washington is in the White House. Okay, so who is the Washington Monument named after? George Washington. So you can go ahead and write that in the blank. Pause the video if you need to. Let's move on to page 103. Up at the top, it says, read. Underline the word that tells what you can see at the Lincoln Memorial. Lincoln Memorial. Oh, so make sure you're listening for that as I read along. So what can you see at the Lincoln Memorial? Abraham Lincoln was our 16th president. You can see his statue at the Lincoln Memorial. Okay, so, I'll keep going. White House. The president works and lives here. People from all states vote for the person they want to be president. Okay, so now, what can you see at the Lincoln Memorial? You should have underlined down towards the bottom of that first paragraph. It says his statue. There is a huge statue of Abraham Lincoln at the Lincoln Memorial. So make sure you have statue underlined. And let's go down to the bottom where it says 6. Reread. Reread page 103. Who works and lives at the White House? Write the name below. Okay, so I'm going to reread the whole page. Lincoln Memorial. Abraham Lincoln was our 16th president. you can see his statue at the Lincoln Memorial. White House. The president works and lives here. People from all states vote for the person they want to be president. So, who lives and works at the White House? It's the president. So you can go ahead and write the president on that line there. And that's where we're going to stop for today. We'll finish the rest next week.